Hello, everyone. Welcome to one exciting episode today because today we are going to discuss a highly relevant and important topic. In fact, I should say the burning topic that is ChatGPT. Have you heard this word? What stupid question I'm asking. Nowadays, every student is using ChatGPT. But using this important thing, there are a lot of apprehensions in the student's mind and in the parents' mind as well. That is ChatGPT killing the creativity of the students? Is it is harmful for the mind? Is it harmful for the thinking ability? And so on and so forth. Many questions are arising. So we thought that let's discuss this important topic with the younger generation. So today we are having a special guest to discuss this chat GPT and its advantage and disadvantages both. So let's welcome our today's guest, Mr. Vaibhav. So hello everyone. I know that you all are so excited to listen about this chat GPT because that's a very important topic. And before we start this discussion, you all want to know about that. But before we dive deep into this topic, I would just request our today's guest, Vaibhav, to just introduce himself.
Hi, I'm Vaibhav Kodiyan. I'm currently studying in grade 11 at Gregorian Public School. I shifted to Kerala from Delhi when I was 8 years old. So I have a good understanding of both the Kerala and the Delhi cultures. By passion, I'm interested in the aerospace industry and AI. And by both passion and now necessity, I indulge myself into the possible solutions for climate change. I try whenever I get the opportunity to spread awareness about the benefits and the risks of AI, while at the same time, I try to grab opportunities to address the issue of climate change, as they are both important topics in our time.
Oh, sounds
But during
interesting.
it, yeah,
Yes,
and
Vaibhav.
during the during the pandemic, I took great interest in contemporary world history and geopolitics, which led me to attend MUN conferences held by both Harvard and international model UN organizations. So that's what I do usually.
Wonderful, wonderful. Sounds interesting. You are doing many things, Vaibhav. Yeah,
Just
perfect.
yeah.
Okay, so now coming to our today's topic, which is all about Chat GPT. So Vaibhav, I'm considering that many students are not knowing that what the Chat GPT is. So though you are saying that you are into this domain of AI, so can you just explain initially to all the students in a simplified manner that what the Chat GPT is and when this all concept of chat gpt started so the student can connect with our conversation in a better manner.
So chat GPT as a technology basically boils down to a computer chatting with you, like you do WhatsApp chat, you do it through Instagram. Basically, computer that does chatting with you, and you feel that as if it were a human. You don't feel as if it was a scripted response. It's something that the computer writes to you because you sent, say, hi to him or asked it to do something. So that's chat. So what does GPT mean? GPT stands for Generative Pre-trained Transformer. It sounds complicated, but it's actually pretty simple. So the generative stands for, as I said, it generates new content. So you could think it of in such a way that when you do a Google search, you see a snippet of someone who has already written something in an article, and you get a snippet which is relevant to your search. You contrast that to what ChatGPT does. It creates new sentences and new paragraphs and new content in its own right. Pre-trained is basically how it learned. It learned out of like posts on social media, blogs, articles. It's pre-trained on the data and the text that is there on the internet.
Okay.
Transformer is an AI model. AI model in the sense the methodology, the steps in which um, a computer does to achieve a certain task. Transformer looks like for patterns in the data, like how words go together, how paragraphs are formed, and so on and so forth, to form a general understanding of how you need to send out a response to the user. So
Okay.
that's how what ChatGPT does. I hope that's clear.
Yeah, even it is clear to me as well. I was not knowing the full form of GPT and in that much simplified manner. Great, Vaibhav. I'm hoping that you are going to give a lot of insight to all our listeners today.
Yeah.
One question which is coming to my mind, that's an inquisitive question which is coming to me, that what sort of industries are currently using ChatGPT for their growth patterns, for their benefits and everything? Matlab, are they using, and what sort of industries are using?
So ChatGPT as its base use, usually industries would use it for sales communication and customer service. As if you need to communicate with your user base, the people who use your platform, you need to communicate with them at a large scale. A very interesting use case of ChatGPT is by Khan Academy. They provide high quality educational content. They released a tool called Khan Migo. I think you need to join a waitlist for that. It uses GPT-4, which is the latest version of ChatGPT. But what is different here is that it does not give students the answers to the exercises that they are doing, but actually helps them develop their critical thinking skills, like helps them to get to the answer but not just give them the answer as such. So that's a interesting use case of ChatGPT. There are some other products which are using natural language processing, which is basically what ChatGPT does. Natural language, in the sense it understands human text, and an example of that would be Bing Chat or GitHub Copilot. It understands what you're trying to do and then automates it for you.
Oh,
So yeah, so there are two. So basically, there are two base use cases what the industry is using. One is with customer service, and other is automation based on what the person is trying to achieve.
okay. So that's a very pretty interesting example you are telling about Khan Academy. Now that sounds really interesting. But Vaibhav, today we are going to discuss about this ChatGPT specifically for the students' context. So I just want to know, because you are also a student. So what are the benefits of using this ChatGPT for the students? Are students using? Because I believe you knows a lot about ChatGPT. So probably you would be using. And why the students are using, and what are the benefits for the using this ChatGPT for the students?
For students, at least, if they have any problem, I think ChatGPT might provide a solution. But a use case which which I use is for concept understanding. You see, the medium of education that most students receive is very generic. Some students feel that the class is going too fast, or some feel it's going too slow. Why aren't we going to the next chapter? So that is why you have tuition centers and private teachers who personalize the learning experience so that you can understand the concept better. They go at your own pace.
Okay.
Yeah, but teachers are also humans. They get frustrated. Something might have bad happened at home, and then you get the what do I say? Um, uh,
Maybe.
collateral damage, you might say collateral damage. If
Okay.
something might have happened at home, you get collateral damage. So that those so the, everyone has their own limitations, but ChatGPT gives all students, including me, a very patient, intelligent, and understanding tutor at negligible cost, because you open up a web browser, you type in OpenAI ChatGPT, and you get a really good tutor. I also personally use, like, for physics, we have like these very abstract concepts and also it's more understandable when someone explains, like breaks it down, breaks everything down, clears the fundamentals and then goes back. So it's very adaptive to the students' needs.
Okay. But Weber, again, one question is coming here that I have heard or I have listened from many people, and there are various reports as well. Like you are telling you are using ChatGPT for understanding some concepts of physics. But even though I have read that the content which is coming out of ChatGPT is not so reliable, because ChatGPT is still in the learning phase. Whatever data we are giving, what kind of questions we are asking. So this complete AI-enabled software or the platform is in the learning phase. So do you feel when the students, like you also mentioned, so when they are taking the help of ChatGPT, So, is it that there could be any kind of negative impact? Do you feel that any concept can come out of ChatGPT which is not authentic, which is not reliable, and which can further impact on the understanding? Do you feel so?
Yeah, so the problem is real, but what makes it even more dangerous is what the internet has coined as hallucination. Is where ChatGPT produces content which is false, but frames it in such a way that you think it's true. And yeah, so this problem is very relevant, considering that many students, including me, use ChatGPT to understand concepts, and they may have a false understanding.
Hmm.
But
Okay.
this particular issue is a part of a bigger problem. That
Hmm.
is that students and even some adults face is that they do not verify the source of information before consuming it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so an example would be Wikipedia. So
Hmm.
if you're doing any kind of research, I don't think so. No, anyone would like it if you said I used Wikipedia for this, because anyone can edit Wikipedia anonymously, and you never know like what people might put in the Wikipedia page, and you put that in your research article, then you're like I'm screwed.
Yeah, very true. Even I remember that if any student submit any article to me, so I specifically said that do not go to Wikipedia because I will not rely to that information. That's very rightly mentioned. So I like one point which you are mentioning here, that before consuming any content which is being generated by ChatGPT, it is the responsibility of the consumer to just verify it before using it, not just blindly go on for relying on any kind of scientific or the conceptual kind of context which you are telling us.
Yeah.
Okay.
So what I do is I like the snippet, the definitions and all from my textbook. I put that into ChatGPT and then tell it to break it down. So ChatGPT already has some verifiable content to work with, and then it makes, in most cases, ChatGPT is accurate in that. There's like this 1 in 100 cases. That is where we need to be careful, and that's what I do. I take a definition and tell, please break this down for me. In most cases, I personally have never seen ChatGPT producing false information, but it is a concern that we should be addressing right now.
Yeah, that's a good tip which you are giving here. That pick out the definition from the textbooks and then ask the ChatGPT to break it down. That's a very good point. Okay, now one more question: why students are using? I have seen that many students are using ChatGPT for writing their assignments, for completing any kind of homeworks which they are getting from their schools. So whenever they are getting that, write this letter, write this kind of essay or the paragraph writing, so just going to chat GPT and write the topic and they are getting the ready-made answers. So do you
Hmm.
feel that such kind of things, it's like that students are killing their creativity. They're not thinking. They're not using their brain. Just typing on the
Hmm.
chat GPT, getting what the reply is coming and just copy paste to their projects and assignments. Do you think it's a kind of killing the creativity?
Yes, it does, but like with anything, it depends upon the person's mindset. You could use Chat GPT with something called growth mindset. That is, you want to become better than what you were yesterday, and something with, and you could use it with a fixed mindset. Fixed mindset in the sense that okay, things are going good. Why bother to fix something that is not broken? There's no scope of improvement in a fixed mindset. A student who uses chat gpt with a growth mindset, they try to explore new writing styles, new ways to frame answers, frame paragraphs, so that the teacher, the student, their peers, they understand what they're trying to express in a better manner. So, and it may even expand their creativity. If there's something very repetitive about what they're trying to do, they might be able to automate it and then actually do something which is very creative. And
Yeah.
then you have the fixed mindset. You type in chat, write an article about why we build rockets, or how rockets work. Chat gpt produces and then send that to the teacher. You get A1 grades, even better than what someone actually researched and wrote. You get A1 grades, but if you think about it, the time they do when they write it on paper and then they submit it, that's all unproductive time when you're not learning.
Hmm.
So that wastage of time that accumulates over the entire year, and then at the end of the year, you think, "Oh my God, I wasted so much time. If I had learned, then that regret comes in."
Very true. Yeah, that's this point is really cool. That do not just copy paste, because at the end of the year you will go into the regret zone. That's a very beautiful
Yeah,
point you have
and
mentioned.
there's actually some solutions that people have provided to mitigate this.
Hmm.
So some colleges, what they usually in colleges, it's all typed documents that you need to send. So
Hmm.
they are requiring sorry, version histories in the sense, so they are verifying whether you have not just copy pasted. They are just seeing whether how your assignment has developed over time. But what schools can do is that they can assign students and then grade them, not entirely based upon the content, but also see whether how well students can relate what they have learned to what they are actually doing. So that
True.
makes more abstract concepts more tangible. And this is not something that you can like just type into ChatGPT and it will recreate, because the teacher knows what happens in class. So and ChatGPT doesn't.
True, true. Very good
Yeah.
point here, which you are telling. And certainly, it becomes a moral responsibility of a student and a teacher both, that do not encourage the student to write so much flowery and the literary language which they can copy from Chat GPT, rather than explain any topic in their own language. And I believe teachers are always having that kind of understanding. They can understand that is it the copied or is it the original version of a student. So
Yeah.
valid point you are giving here. But again, one more apprehensions which is getting associated with Chat GPT, and which is a serious one, that the people are thinking that prolonged usage of Chat GPT can make the human intelligence weaker, because the humans will be dependent upon a software which is solving all their problems. Like if I go 30, 40 years back when the internet came, so the people were having so much, they were so much scared that what will be the future of this kind of internet. And the same kind of fear is arising now with the Chat GPT and AI. So the people are thinking, will it govern the human mind? Will it make the intelligence weaker? What will be the future of Chat GPT? I just want to know your views on that. What's the views of younger generation on that?
So in its current form, ChatGPT in its current form is nowhere near over controlling the people over a person's mind, governing like diminishing their intelligence. But let's just define human intelligence as such. By definition, it's the ability for a person to make the best possible decision in its current circumstance to minimize pain and or maximize pleasure. This is the framework which we have used since we were hunter gatherers. But now people have expanded upon that definition, and they have included human intelligence to be forming opinions when presented with information and then acting upon that information.
Hmm.
This involves learning from mistakes and then experimenting with new techniques to see whether you can get the same thing done faster and more efficiently.
Yes.
So what I could say that by this definition, I could say that artificial intelligence is already governing the human mind, because now you see people's opinions change, are being manipulated by social media companies by posts and all. The thoughts are already being regulated. And then you could even go as far and say that our conditioning and surroundings make our intelligence weaker, because we are conditioned to think in a particular manner, and if that doesn't produce desirable results, we get agitated. So there is a risk of endangerment of uh, human thinking ability. But unlike other things which you can just pass, you could pass a law, say data protection rights, and then if you pass a data protection you could protect humans from AI. This is something that we need to work on our own. We need to question what we think, question our biases, whether we have some bias, whether we are thinking in such a manner, look out for other opinions, and also we need to work within ourselves so to mitigate this. So that is what
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, true. Very, very, very valid point you are giving here, Vaibhav. That humans needs to understand that no software in this world can match the human intelligence, because that software is being made using the human intelligence. I believe that awareness will solve a lot of the problem, because AI is to just complement their work. It's not to overpower any kind of human intelligence. That's a valid point you are giving here.
Yeah,
One,
can I add on to that?
yeah, sure.
Yeah, so artificial intelligence, I mean, if the trends, what we are seeing, if trends, if they turn exponential or even linear, there is a moment where it might match human thinking, and
Mhm.
that is a topic of intense debate, and no one has the right answer. I personally have taken a stance on, okay, let's just see how this goes, and then we'll form our opinion on the way. So, currently about diminishing human thinking abilities, I do say that we need to question. So, the human intelligence, we need to be more. We need to explore more kind of opinions so that our intelligence does not get diminished, and we don't take whatever the AI is giving us. If the Earth is, if the AI is telling us the Earth is flat, we do not think, okay, the Earth is flat. We need to think what it's producing, and then we need to form our own opinions like that.
Yeah, true point you are telling. That human inquisitive nature, I believe, will always survive. And that inquisitive nature cannot be inbuilt in any kind of software, what I feel at this point of time.
Yeah.
Maybe what will be the future of AI, that nobody knows. We can just predict our own thoughts and just perceive the things. But yes, that is my gut feeling and my perceptions, that it's small human inbuilt features that no software can mimic any point of time in the future. That's what I feel. But one more fear is coming towards the world related to ChatGPT, and that is regarding the academic integrity. All the educational institutions are feeling that ChatGPT is toxic, is harmful for the academic integrity. If I narrate this question more, nowadays what students are doing, that they are as you are also telling, that they are just copy paste their assignments. They don't learn anything in their courses, and what they are doing, that whatever work they are getting, they are not writing it by themselves, they are just doing the copy paste. So it is giving rise to unethical practices. And maybe in the lower classes, in the middle or in the primary wing, students are not understanding that word, that this is unethical. They are just feeling it's
Mm.
comfortable. Just go to internet, type on ChatGPT and get your work done. But this small practice in the long run is inculcating a habit into the younger ones, and that is about the unethical practices. So what is your takeaway on that? Nobody is telling them this is unethical, but they are learning that can your work can be done by any kind of machine, any kind of software. So why to give pain to yourself? Why to get into any kind of troubles? How to handle this situation?
Yeah, so the issue is real, but the solution is not, okay. You children under the age of say 10 cannot use Chat GPT. The issue is not that they need to explore how to use these tools to the best of their capabilities. But what we need to do is to educate students to build a set of morals and ethics. This is not just for chat GPT. They need it for life. They need a set of morals and ethics which they will work upon and which might change depending upon their circumstance. Because in life they may be given some opportunities to take the easier unethical route instead of the more tedious ethical route. So that is why you see a lot of children being in the clutches of dealers of illegal substances, where they're
Mhm.
taking the easier route, but it's also unethical. So ethics building is a solution that we need for the long term. Yeah, so that ethics building, I think that is what we need. and this is not just for chat gpt, we need it for other purposes also. So it's not just only because of chat gpt we need to create ethics. Children do need to understand what ethics are, how do they form them at a very young age, and that is, I don't think so that children are doing that these days. And I think this is a, I know you could say, call it as a battle call for ethics building.
Yeah, a very right point, Vaibhav, you are telling here. So, before making any specific new thing as a culprit, like if we start putting in such a manner or in such a context that ChatGPT is a culprit, it is making the students unethical, it is just creating, it is just killing their creativity, it is just killing the human intelligence. So I believe these all are the point of cautions which you are also telling. And from starting, from the beginning only, if we start developing such kind of skills among the students, that everything is available, but you have to be cautious that what to pick and how to use it. You have the fire, you have the water, but it is your ability which has to be developed in the students, that how to handle fire, how to handle water. And I believe the same
Yeah.
principle will apply to the internet, chat GPT, and I don't know what will come in the future next. But if the humans are having that sense that I'm having the tool and I need to understand that how I would be using that specific tool, I believe that would be the solution of every kind of technology which is present now and would be coming maybe 5 years or 10 years down the line, because technology is ever progressing. That's what I could understand what you are telling. Is that so?
Yeah, and one more thing, if you see, there's this trend that people have the same concerns, but they have against it. They have the concern against something else. See, in the year 2013, people were saying that, oh no, children may copy assignments from the internet and then submit it. And now you have people saying that oh no, children will copy assignments from chat gpt and submit it. It's the same concern, but it's again, first it was against the internet, now it's against chat gpt. So the concern is same, but the tools, but what you're against is changing. So that's a trend that I would like to highlight here.
Good point. So that is about, again, I remember your first answer wherein you was talking about the mindset change. So I believe the
Yes.
same thing you are telling here, that it is about the not be ready to accept any kind of change. I will be rigid to my point, whether it is internet, whether it is chat gpt, or whether it is xyz, any kind of technology which is going to come in front of the humans. So it is all about accepting the change, because change is inevitable. So accept the
Yes.
technology and use it for the betterment rather than just keep on blaming it and keep on creating the hue and cry for every new thing which is coming on your way. I mean,
Yeah.
that's a very good point. And if all the youngsters and students can understand this small thing which you are telling today, that's a change mindset. One word I'll pick up from your all the answers, which is highly important for everyone. No doubt, I could understand a lot about your replies was really technical. I was putting a lot of focus to understand it, because I'm not a tech person. So definitely I was trying to understand your ways. But no doubt, that was a beautiful discussion, Weber. And I would just like to end it by asking you again any important message you would like to give to the students community or to the entire community about this chat GPT. Your concluding remarks to everyone.
So ChatGPT is like any other tool. It's a double-edged sword. You could use it for the good or you could use it for the worse. But now the reality is that it's really easy to use ChatGPT for the worse, as you mentioned, diminishing creative writing abilities and governing the human mind and not forming opinions. It's really easy to do that. So you, for the time being, for any technology, user discretion is what will define your relationship with ChatGPT and technology in general. It's all in your hands, and how you use it will define how you perceive it.
Beautiful. Again, I'm telling, I'm liking your way of giving the replies to the way. Very beautifully said that yes, it's a double-edged sword. You have the tool, you have the weapon, you have the power, but ultimately you are the user. and it is in the power of the end user that how you are going to use it. So
Yes.
certainly the user should understand that it is me who will going to use it. The chat GPT is not going to open by itself. The chat GPT is not going to come you that you just copy your assignments from me. But yes, it's a human discretion
Yeah, it's
that
very easy to slide into that. Okay, let's just copy, let's just do cheetah way through school. It's very so that is what is different with first with the internet, now with ChatGPT. It's really easy to do that. It's becoming easier, and it calls for us to become more disciplined in ourselves.
true, Vaibhav, true. And I believe if all the student can understand this just small concept, that be wise enough to use each and everything, I believe that will solve all the issues, and you will love to use the technologies because no doubt I have read somewhere that chat gpt and AI will going to blow the entire world. So just welcome the technologies, use it. Don't be stay away from it. Don't just
Yeah.
be don't just keep on saying that no, it is not good. It is going to harm. But rather than trying to find out some good points in that how it can be beneficial for each and everyone. I believe that's the essence for this discussion today.
Yes.
Oh, good. That was great discussing this technical topic today. And I'm happy that the young students are having that much clarity about such important and sensitive issues which are going across the world. And I believe everyone will get a lot of insight from this topic. So, if you are feeling that, like Vaibhav, you also want to discuss any important topic, so the details are in the description. Any student can connect with us and discuss on this platform. Thank you, Vaibhav. Thanks for discussion on this very important topic today. Thank you so much.
Thank you.